It would be far better for her to rest than to go to all the bother of dressing herself up and coming down. She saw my point.
Oh? I thought it might make a pleasant change for her.
I really don't see why you need a secretary during the weekend anyway.
She's new to the job. There's a lot she needs to learn. Monsieur Poirot? There's a great deal about which I am not entirely satisfied.
What do you want of me, Monsieur Blunt?
I want you to find this woman, Sainsbury Seal.
Alive or dead?
You think she may be dead?
I think she might be dead, yes.
Why do you think so?
Because of a pair of new silk stockings I discovered.
You're an odd man, Monsieur Poirot.
Oh, yes, I am. Very odd. That is to say, I am methodical, orderly, and logical. And I do not like to distort facts to support a theory.
Monsieur Poirot, did you sleep well?
Excellently, thank you, Monsieur Blunt. Good morning, mademoiselle.
Good morning, Mr. Poirot. I would prefer not to accept any invitations, Mr. Blunt, while your American relations are with you.
Good morning. Julia, I'm afraid you rather hurt Helen's feelings.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Alistair. She's only a secretary.
I noticed that you have a gardener who you must have employed recently.
Yes, we took one on a couple of weeks ago.
But do you know from where he came?
I'm afraid not. McAllister, the head gardener, engaged him.
What is his name?
Well, I don't know. Dunning. Sunbury, something of the sort.
Seems like lots of people are out for your blood, Uncle Alistair.
Oh, really? What are you reading? Oh, the debate in the House. That's only Archerton. If we let him have his way, England will be bankrupt within a week.
Did you know there are over 2 million unemployed in this country?
One can't make an omelette without breaking eggs, Jane. I think we do pretty well, all things considered. Industrial production was up 3% last year.
Take no notice of what Jane says. You know what girls are. They go to these parties in studios, and then they come home and talk a lot of nonsense.
Oh, Mother.
I'm afraid I'm one of the last of the old guard, Monsieur Poirot.
And if the old guard should be removed, what would happen?
Removed. I'll tell you. A lot of damn fools would try a lot of very costly experiments. It would be the end of stability, of common sense, and of solvency. course, we've always taken great pride in our herbaceous borders here. They're a lot of work, mind, but well worth the effort, I've always thought.
Ah, now these flowers here, they are beautiful.
Yes, they're particularly good this year. And look at these here. Good God!
Drop that gun!
Wasn't me, I tell you!
Oh no, just shooting at the birds, I suppose. I'm so glad I caught him right at it.
I was just weeding the beds. I heard a shot, the gun fell right at my feet, I picked it up and this stupid cow jumped on me.
Now then, Dunning, Dunbury, what is your name?
His name is Frank Carter.
You've had it in for me all along. I never fired that shot!
In that case, who did? As you can see, there is no one else here but ourselves. Must not agitate yourself, Mademoiselle Neville.
First they tried to pretend that Frank attempted to murder Mr. Blunt, and now they've accused him of murdering poor Mr. Morley.
Sugar?
No, thank you.
I was down there, you know, at Exham, when the shot was fired at Monsieur Blunt.
It's these black shirts. They march around waving their banners. They have this ridiculous salute. And they work up these poor men like Frank until they think they're doing something wonderful and patriotic.
And that is the defense of Monsieur Carter?
No, I haven't seen him, of course. They wouldn't let me. He has a solicitor working for him. And he told me what Frank had said. He met a man in a public house who said he was in the Secret Service. And he offered Frank this wonderful job. He was to take up the post of gardener and listen to all the other gardeners' conversations and sound them out as to their red tendencies. He had to pretend to be a bit of a red himself.
And this solicitor? He is of the opinion that his client would do better to think of a story that is more plausible.
Lawyers. You wouldn't believe how difficult they are.
Mademoiselle Neville, what did you think of the housemaid, Agnes?
I didn't think at all about her. Mr. Morley's sister kept a strict eye on the maids. Why are you asking?
She wrote to me a letter, and as yet I do not know why. Thank you.
Your tea, madam.
Thank you.
Oh, I hope you didn't mind me writing you that letter, sir. Only I didn't want for you to come to the house. I mean, if I was to say anything in front of Miss Morley, she might say as how I ought to have said something before. But me and the cook, we'd read in the papers how the master had made a mistake with that drug, and that had shot himself. So it did seem quite clear, didn't it, sir?
When did you begin to feel differently, Agnes?
Seeing it in that paper, sir, about that Frank Carter, shooting at that gentleman. I mean, up till then, neither of us thought he'd done anything to Mr. Morley. We just thought it was a bit queer.
What was queer, Agnes?
It was that morning, sir. The morning Mr. Morley shot himself. I was wondering if I dared run down and get the post. So I went out on the landing and I looked down over the stairs. And was then that I saw him. The Frank Carter, down on the stairs below. He was just standing there, like, waiting. Then he seemed to make up his mind, and he sort of went very quickly down the stairs towards the master's surgery. And I thought to myself, the master won't like that. Agnes! But just then, Cook called me, and I went back into the kitchen. And afterwards, I heard the master had shot himself, and it was so awful, it just drove everything out of my head.
Tell me, Agnes, did you actually see Frank Carter enter the room of Monsieur Morley?
He must have done, sir.
At what time was this?
Must have been about 12:30, sir.
I want to see Frank Carter.
What's the big idea?
You are unwilling?
What do you want to see Carter for? Ask him if he really murdered Morley?
Yes.
And I suppose you think he'll tell you if he did?
He might tell me, yes.
That can only mean that you've got hold of something that proves more or less conclusively that he didn't. You ought to play fair with us, Poirot.
I am playing fair with you, Chief Inspector. Believe me.
It's a damn lie. You paid her to say that.
Anger and abuse will not help you, Monsieur Carter. Agnes is going to tell her story, and it is going to be believed. You were on the stairs. Agnes did see you, and you did go into the room of Monsieur Morley. What happened then?
It's a lie!
No. It is not a lie. If you did not kill Monsieur Morley, your only hope is to tell me the exact truth of what happened that morning.
God curse you if you let me down now.